Hey guys, and welcome back to another flashlight review. Today, I'm excited to show you the AceBeam E75. It's a new flashlight that AceBeam have recently just released. It comes in a few different colors and it's a multi-emitter flashlight, as you can see here. Got mine in this beautiful green color, but it does come in blue and black. I think another color as well. Love the overall look and the feel of this light. It's got that usual smooth anodizing that you see with AceBeam flashlights, perfect machining as well, and just this very intricate detailing even on the tail cap, the side. You can really tell the difference between this and a usual budget flashlight that you see out there in the market. Beam quality and profile is probably my favorite thing about this light. It's very difficult to get a focused hotspot with these quad LED flashlights, especially with a smaller head like this. And most companies just chuck in a TIR lens, which creates more of a floody beam. So it's good to see that AceBeam have actually used a quad smooth reflector, increases that amount of throw. More difficult to get a nice beam, but they've managed to do that very well. Here are some other quad LED flashlights that I thought I'd bring out to show you the size difference and differences in appearance. So Sofa Knife 25A, Convoy S21F. This one actually has the 4 Nichia 519A LEDs, same as my model of the E75. Okay, but you can get the non-high CRI version of the E75 that produces another 1,000 lumens, additional 1,000 lumens. So yeah, as you can see, these other two have TIR lenses. Okay, and you've got the reflector lens here. E75 is chunkier, heavier as well. Yeah, a little bit heavier than the other two. Really, the difference in build quality is like night and day with the AceBeam E75 and these other two. Convoy gets pretty close, but yeah, you can really tell that AceBeam have put in some extra effort. Here's a little close-up, show you what the light looks like, and top quality machining, anodizing, as I mentioned before. And I really like that there's different colors you can choose from. They're tasteful and still low key. I'm not a huge fan of those really brightly colored lights. Side switch is made of metal and requires quite a firm press to switch on, which is good. Don't want that to accidentally activate in your pocket. AceBeam have also used anodized square cut threads, which are very smooth, easy to thread. Comes with a 5,000 milliamp hour 21700 cell, 15 amp draw. You can see down the battery tube as well. There's a spring, which is good. It means that when you drop the flashlight, the positive terminal of the battery isn't going to smash into the driver and damage the flashlight. You're going to have more shock resistance. These nice threads, like I was mentioning before. You do get a USB-C charging cable included. Bunch of O-rings. I thought this was unique as well. They've given you another gasket here for the USB-C charging point. So right here, you just peel that up, quite firm. Okay, seems to be held in place or screwed in place underneath the clip. And I also like how the clip stops just underneath the tail cap so that it doesn't touch the tail cap when you're unscrewing it. I found that with the P16, it was touching the tail cap and it would rub, and it was just kind of annoying. I didn't like that. So these couple of screws here hold it to the body, and I thought that might have been an issue at first, but it's really firm and high tensile steel. I don't see that going anywhere at all. Whoops. And over here, you also get a instruction manual with the flashlight and a lanyard. Great thing with AceBeam is that they offer a 5-year warranty with their flashlight, assuming normal use. And yeah, the packaging is pretty nice, but don't want to talk too much about that. It is just packaging anyway. The E75 also has a strong magnet in the tail, okay, which is something that I'm seeing more often with a lot of these side switch flashlights now, just including a magnet there so you can use it as a work light sticking out from the side of a table. So like I mentioned before, my version comes with 4 519A LEDs. These produce 3,000 lumens, high CRI, and yeah, you can get a low CRI 4,500 lumen version as well. So it is an option if you want those extra lumens. I really like the bezel. It's polished and it's got some crenulated areas, but it's not sharp by any means. You can still break a window with it easily. And we've got a glass lens in front as well, which is really, I think it's standard and really required with any type of reflector like that. And it also takes any 21-700 cell, so even flat tops. So it's something that's quite a relief because, yeah, I've got tons of flat tops, and if I want to carry an emergency on me, it will fit. Also got onboard charging, like I mentioned before. So I'm going to go through the UI and just show you what's included. So from off, you can press and hold. That allows you to access Moonlight. Hold again, low, medium 1, medium 2, high, and double press for turbo, and triple press for strobe. Okay, even if you're in another mode like this mode and triple press, you can get access to strobe as well. I don't really use strobe, to be honest. It's just I haven't found it to be a useful feature in most of my flashlights, unless you want to get some attention, or if you're using it as a tactical flashlight on momentary strobe. But yeah, that is a function in there. So I ran a couple of ceiling bounce tests. This is the first one on turbo. You can see the light starts out at 100%, slowly starts to drop down to about 90 something percent, 95%. Okay, so really it holds turbo for 2 minutes, 2 consecutive minutes, which is pretty impressive for a smaller light like this. And from there, it drops pretty much immediately down to just under 40% of its output. Try to reactivate turbo again at the 5-minute mark, and holds for about 30 seconds and then starts to ramp down again. So there is some kind of temperature gauge in there, measuring the heat of the flashlight, and you can see it just drops down to that same mark there, around just under 40% of its output. Here's a second ceiling bounce test that I ran on level 4, so the highest mode, just a mode below the turbo, and this is theoretical 1000 lumens, so really impressive. It does go down to about 95% by the 20-minute mark, but it should last for 1 hour plus 1 hour 45 minutes on this fourth mode. 1000 lumens, very impressive. Also took some measurements with my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and you can see here on turbo, manages to achieve 232 meters of throw. And remember, the light does step down in 2 minutes, but you get, roughly 200 to 230 meters of throw on that turbo mode, which is very impressive. On the fourth mode, 137 meters of throw, which could pretty much hold for over an hour very easily. And the color rendering index, you can see, hovers between 96 and 98. Great readings there. And you've also got CCT, so it slowly increases from about 4,400 to 4,600K. So it's slightly more on the warmer end. It's a very pleasant looking tint. I really love the beam profile and the tint of this light. There's plenty of spill, perfectly circular hotspot as well. So they've just managed to design and balance out that reflector so well. There is a slight overlapping pattern around the edges of the beam, but it's not really noticeable, especially outside. Some considerations that you might want to be aware of. So this auxiliary light here near the side switch, you can't turn that off. So it just pretty much stays on. There must be some way. I don't know if there is some way. If you do know, just let me know. But yeah, that annoyed me a little bit. Another thing that I would have loved to see on the E75 is a tail switch. So I think that would have been great for tactical functionality, momentary mode. I know it's not really designed for that. These multiple LED lights generally just have a side switch, but I think that would have really sealed the deal for me. Overall, I think this is an amazing general purpose flashlight that you can EDC. It's got a great runtime. It's a bit larger, obviously, with the 5,000 milliamp hour cell, but yeah, it's a pleasure to use, and the light has impressive brightness and throw given the high CRI LEDs. I just love the feel of it as well. It's definitely a step up from a lot of your budget lights, and the fact that it can hold that higher mode for significant sustained output as well is really important for me. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm sure I've missed out a thing or two. If you're interested in checking out this light, I've also left some links in the description. And if you found the video helpful, do me a favor and click that like button, because it helps me get my video out to more people. Finally, if you want to see me make more reviews, make sure you subscribe. All right, AceBeam E75 Turbo. Lots of light. Very floody kind of beam, but you've got a concentrated hotspot in the center. And I love that tint of the beam as well. It's kind of a warmer tint, as you see with some of these Nichia 519As. You can choose them, select them in a whole bunch of tints. But AceBeam put some 5000K ones in this one. That smooth reflector does a great job at pushing that beam all the way to the end of those trees. Okay, tinting those trees. I wouldn't say there's huge visibility at the base of them, but there's enough to tell kind of what's going on in terms of the trunks. You can cycle through the different modes as well. Okay, this is the high mode, so it kind of hits the center of that field, almost tints those trees. Yeah, it does tint the trees at the back. Okay, more of a sustainable mode. This one will last you, it's 1000 lumens, and it will last you 1 hour 45 minutes, I believe, until it ramps and step down into a lower mode, a medium mode, I believe. Okay, but so that's high and turbo. Wow. Very impressive. It's just pitch black over there. AceBeam E75. Just ramp it up. You can see here it just goes through the different modes. Low, medium 1, medium 2, high. That's high mode, and that's, well, yep, this is pretty good. 1000 lumens, and I can see all the way almost to the back of those trees there. And this one's sustainable as well, so you don't have to worry about it stepping down. But of course, you got turbo. Look at that. Beautiful beam, and incredibly bright as well. Okay, let's go back to that high mode. Okay, and turbo. Okay.